Music Has the Right to Children. It's the debut studio album from Boards of Canada. Continue their distinctive style of electronica featuring vintage synthesizers, degraded analog production, found sounds and samples, and hip-hop inspired rhythms. Okay. This is your favorite album? Yeah, a lot of people are kind of like, they're either in the Music Has the Right camp or the Geo Gotti camp. And I said in the previous reaction I did a little earlier that I had this band, all of their albums on my reaction schedule list. Do they have anything new coming out? I thought they did. I could have swore they did. Maybe I'm wrong. I heard that there was something new, but I guess I'm wrong. It says they're still active. I had all of their albums on my list of my reaction schedule. I decided to take them off after hearing Roy G. Biv, because I reacted to that single. It's technically a B-side of a single of Telephasic Workshop, actually. And I decided to listen to Roy G. Biv for the top 10 single streams. And after hearing it, I realized it would not have made for a good edited reaction. So, what I have decided is if I'm going to do any of these, I'll just do them in these live reaction formats, which are more chill. And it just seems to work a little bit better. So it's really the more like laid back music, I think, works a lot better as a live album reaction than a edited one with intention. So if that's cool with you guys, you know. So like I said, I've heard Roy G. Biv. That's it. I wasn't blown away. I think that track was maybe a bit boring. EPs, the twoism and high scores, are those worthwhile? I wasn't blown away by Roy G. Biv, but it's one track out of 17. This one also has Happy Cycling on it. I don't want to do Happy Cycling though, because I don't have time for that. I'm just going to be doing the original 63-minute long album. So, just kind of classified as IDM, down-tempo, ambient stuff. Is this the best rated IDM album? Of course it's Selected Ambient Works, but it's number three. I have done Velocity Design Comfort, of course, which I think is a pretty solid album. International, best track on the album by far. Not super into IDM in general, but there are elements of it that I do enjoy. So I'm interested to see what this sounds like. I can kind of like all the descriptors here of like warm, lush, aquatic. I kind of get that vibe from here. I didn't really get that from Roy G. Biv exactly. It is a pretentious name, yeah. It's just more like art, electronic music, I suppose. Art dance music. Anyway, so this is what we're gonna do, guys. This is what we're gonna do. This is the way it's gonna work for anyone who doesn't know. I have the album from Spotify linked in the description. I am not going to play the music during this stream. You won't be able to hear it in the stream. So you'll need to listen along with Spotify. I'll do a countdown and we'll just kind of sync it up that way. I am going to be recording a version of this with the music on it. I'm going to post it unlisted later and link it in the description. So if you want to experience this reaction with just the music and not have to worry about playing on Spotify on your own, just wait till after the fact. I'll upload an unlisted video later. And the reason I don't do it on stream is because it has the chance of being taken down and blocked while I'm actually streaming. Whereas if I'll upload an unlisted video later, either on YouTube, if it gets blocked there, then Vimeo, you guys have the ability to watch it later. It's a little clunky, but it's the cleanest way I can figure out how to do these reactions while avoiding the infernal copyright that always plagues us music reactors. So, get the album ready in Spotify. We have it here on Wildlife Analysis. Just back it all the way up to 0. And I'll give everyone like 30 seconds to get that ready if you want to. Cheap whiskey. Cheap whiskey to vibe to some IDM, bro. All right. Also, everyone be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more juicy reaction content. Ha ha ha. All right. I'm going to go ahead and count down. So the way this is going to work, I'm going to go 3, 2, 1, play. And on play, we hit play, obviously. So let me go ahead and turn this music down. Remember, like I said, you won't hear the music on stream. So if you want to hear it, wait till later. It will be linked in the description. If not, get your Spotify ready now. And we will go ahead and count down here. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, play. I feel like the production might be the best, is going to be the highlight for me, but I'm hoping that the songwriting and the composition will also be good. It's just not good enough. I'm sorry. Blame YouTube and copyright law. Man, they're really analyzing that wildlife. And they're doing a great job. Hope everyone's doing well. It's warm here today. It's cloudy, which is nice, but it's like 96, 97 degrees. All right, an eagle in your mind. No whiskey to drink? That's all right. This isn't really a whiskey type of album. This is more of like a, what would you drink with IDM? Or ambient. Would you drink like a mojito? We're going to start getting ingredients for mojitos soon because they are the best cocktail. Take DMT. Perfect. I actually have Delta 8 gummies. That'd be a good one to pop. I'm not going to because I am a father with 3 kids who are still alive and in my house. I have listened to various Aphex Twin tracks. Oh, the beats are coming in. Here they come. I love Avril 14th. I love number 3 off of the second album. Right? I don't remember what that one's called. Selected Works, Volume 2. Stone and Focus is a good one. I don't like his more glitchy stuff like Window Liquor. I like his more calmer things. And I've heard the first few tracks off of the debut album, 85 to 92. The problem is I like always fall asleep because I put it on to sleep sometimes, and I always fall asleep like at least 5 tracks in. Xtol is amazing though. Autechre, I've reacted to one Autechre track on this channel actually. If you go, I don't remember which one. If you go search, you'll find it. I did enjoy it. I would say my introduction to yeah, I have a feeling that the second one would probably be preferred over the first one. Because I really like the slow, progressive ambient stuff off of the couple tracks I've heard off of it. But I'd say my first introduction to IDM was probably Idiotech. Baby's first IDM song. It is very long. That's the nice thing about ambient music, though, and vaporwave and all that, is you can have it be insanely long and it's justified. Because it's not really active listening. I'm going to attempt to rate this as I listen to it. We'll see how that goes. Very sparse so far. Hopefully it's not too ASMR-y. Sometimes that's annoying. Interesting vibe, too. Hmm. That bass. Boom. I um I enjoy David Firth, who makes the Salad Fingers videos, and he makes his own music, usually for them, but he makes his own music under the name Locust Toy Box. And I actually reached out to him one time and asked if I could use his music in like some podcast I was making at the time, and he's like, "Sure." Cool guy. But his music is like very Aphex Twin esque. He cites him as an influence, but like that weird creepy, like using vocal samples for percussion and you know, all that kind of stuff, but very kind of sad sounding ambient music as well, which is really nice. Boom. Interesting atmosphere. Like the cover does a good job of conveying the mood too. It's like familiar yet something's wrong. Solid track. On to The Color of Fire. Question. Everyone in the chat, what's your favorite ambient album? I will approve or disapprove and judge you and your character for it. That's one I've been wanting to get to. I have that on my saved albums on Spotify. Very interested by it. Yeah, there's a lot of short tracks. But then there's also like a lot of 6 and 5 minute tracks. Dude, music for airports, like I know it doesn't get talked about a lot. It's just kind of like it's like Neutral Milk Hotel where it's like everything's been said in the past and no one's talking about it anymore. But like I love all the ambient albums. 1, 2, 2 is great, as well as the Pearl. But 4, I wrote a majority of my novel. Here, look. Sneak peek. It's a sneak peek. Can you read it? Can you read it? No, it's too bright. It's too bright. You can't read it. I wrote a majority of my novel. Here's Telephasic Workshop. Actually, I may have chosen this one instead of Roy G. Biv. I don't know. I wrote a majority of my novel while listening to Ambient 4. Great dark ambient album. Virgins is great. Live Room, like best electroacoustic sound ever. Biosphere. Let's take a quick look at yeah, it's like, it's nothing amazing or special. Dude, we've been listening to a ton of Japanese new age ambient music in the morning. I can't remember. Here, let me actually copy that because I wanna look this up while we're listening. All right, if that's okay with you guys. Green is great. Wetland. My daughter actually loves Wetland. His whole series, or this was a part of a series or something. So you have Green is great. Wetland is great. We love this one. This one is fantastic as well. Super calm. Here it is. Takashi Kokubo. Fantastic albums. These are really great. Elegant Harp, I cannot recommend enough. Great playing. Yeah, this whole series, honestly. The Eon series, I guess. This one's good. I have not listened to that one yet, actually. I've heard Natural Snow Buildings is good. But Elegant Harp and this one as well are very solid. Really good. Really good. Yeah, honestly, just going onto YouTube and typing in like Japanese New Age or Japanese Ambient, you'll find all that stuff. And it's all great. It's all like, and it sounds very Japanese too. It has the Joe Hisaishi kind of anime sort of like sentimentality to it, but it's like new age nature recording ambient music. And it's awesome to start the day with. Sets your day out on a good mood. I had someone on one of my videos recently commend me for calling out Virginia Astley, saying I'm the only person on YouTube who's ever mentioned her. And that one album is absolutely perfect. I really like it. Very childlike and serene. This was the song that we listened to on the stream. There's a dark theme? Did I know this? I don't think I knew this. Where is it? User profile? Options? How do I turn it on? Let me look it up actually. RYM dark theme. How to dark mode. Yeah, there are extensions that do it. It doesn't look like it's a there's third-party extensions. Dark Reader? Let me try this. I might be able to just turn this on for only one website. I hope this isn't automatic. Oh my gosh, it is automatic. It's turning it on everything. Dark Reader. Off. Okay, now it's off. So now let me go to rate your music. Dark reader. Only for rate your music? No? I'll have to look into this because I might need to like I have to turn it off for a lot of things. So. It's not built into the website though, I don't think. Oh, theme, light, evening, night. Perfect, awesome. Which is better? Night is green. What's the difference? There we go. Is that a little bit better? I don't like the green though. Is that because of the album? That might be just because of the album. Yeah, it mimics the color of the album art in the back. That's why. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm down for that. I'll go with evening. Thank you for the heads up. I don't like dark mode on every website. There's some websites I prefer light. Okay, I don't even remember Color of Fire, so I'm gonna have to not do anything on that. This honestly is just like a 3 out of 5 for me. I don't love this track because I remember it being just a little too long and not interesting. There were cool elements, but that was it. Triangles and rhombuses. Can I turn my room to dark mode? There's no invert color. This is a pleasant album to listen to, though. It's just not what I seek out with ambient. I don't like in your face IDM beats with my ambient. It's the background foreground gradient. Foreground, it's music that you're paying attention to and like enjoying the melodies and the composition and all the elements. Background, it's something that's usually a little more drony, a little more ambient, progressive, and it's easy to just let it soak in the back of your head. Things that sit awkwardly in the middle just don't do anything for me. Thankfully, these streams are a nice mid-ground. I'm gonna get like shinier and shinier as the stream goes on as I sweat. Don't mind me. But do mind the like and subscribe button down below me. It's somewhere down here. Push them. It definitely has trip hop vibes. Let me check. Let's see. So on RYM, in the secondary genres, trip hop is voted for 222, voted against 199. If I hit plus, it's still not there. It is still not there. It's very close to being there though, because it's here. You can't see it. It's right up here on Wikipedia. It's mostly people complaining about trip hop in the comment section. Like, honestly, the secondary genres are secondary genres. Like, people get so hung up on this website about the secondary genres. It's like, dude, it's not primary. You can have multiple primary genres, multiple secondary genres. That's the point. A little precious. Do you guys know about the drunk baker from the Titanic? I learned about him recently. It's an awesome story. There's so many cool stories from the Titanic. Okay, honestly, this one is like a. This one's also a 3 out of 5 for me. This is what I've been rating so far. I forgot to do Color of Fire, but this is what we got so far. Telephasic might be a 3.5. I'm not sure yet. It's just too long. The percussion is so front heavy. It's just right up front in the mix. Boom, boom, boom. I gotta say, anyone who joins me on a live reaction for an album that they're not super into, I appreciate you being here. Need to shave again. You can't just add a new song, it's the end. Okay. Yeah, it's interesting that I've heard a lot of people say that it just hasn't aged well, which is interesting. You guys. Guys, I need everyone to super chat me $25 or I won't make my rent. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Dude, I would love, like, I feel like Twitch became such a playground of like people actually attempting to make a living off of it once Amazon allowed free subs with their Prime subscription. Like Amazon probably pays the bills for so many Twitch streamers. Which is great, but I'm a hobbyist on Twitch. I am not an active Twitch streamer. I stream once a week. I also get very few super chats, which I don't know if that's normal or abnormal for a reaction channel. But I don't complain. I don't do this for the money. I mean, I kind of do. I do it in the hopes that I can make a living off of it, but I mainly do it because I love it and I like spending time with people who love art. I think a lot of people who like that warp era either lost interest or carried on with Autechre. So warp. What was on warp? Or is on warp? You got Autechre, BOC, Oneotrix Point Never. I gotta give Replica an honest, solid reaction front to back. Square Pusher, okay. Death Grips. Interesting. Oh, you didn't need to do that. I was just goofing around, but I appreciate it very much, Karistan. Karistian? Appreciate it highly. Thank you. £5 comes out to 5 million in the US because our dollar is plummeting. As is Bitcoin, but I imagine it will increase after the primaries. I'm dropping frames, I apologize. And we're back. Lovely. Fair enough. Well, again, thank you. I very much appreciate it. You could have put like the most interesting thing in there. You could have put your manifesto in there. You could have said like, by the like, BTW, the moon landing and the Holocaust, or the Holocaust happened on the moon, which we never landed on, and also the Holocaust didn't happen. Is it at 1K? I don't pay attention to Ethereum. Everything begins with a Henlo. I just know that Bitcoin has dropped like $27,000 in the last month, 3 months. I'm very tempted to, let's see. Ethereum, it was at 3.5. Now it's down to 1. Okay. It was up at about almost 5 in November of last year. Yeah, I'm really tempted to throw 500 into Bitcoin, but I think that it will go down even more for a little while. I feel like this is a 3.5 in a weird way. Like it hasn't stood out to me, which I find is a good thing. Which is kind of why I feel Telephasic could be a 3.5, but I don't know. I wish that you could do like partial decimals on this website. Because it's like, it's very binary on a 1 to 10 scale, where it's like a 3 is a 6, a 3.5 is a 7, but what if I want a 6.5, you know? There is a vast difference between the two. On a grading scale, because there's so many components you're grading. I wish I had the time, money, and space to get into synthesizers. But I have none of them. Production has been okay. It hasn't it's been the same throughout the whole thing. There's nothing that's like stood out to me. The atmosphere is good. Like the mixing has been good. Um the songwriting is it's one idea repeated for however long the track is, usually. There's been a couple exceptions to that, but it's each track usually has just one idea and it just repeats until the end. The flow isn't perfect either. It's okay. For so many short tracks, it needs to flow a bit better, but it's okay. I have a weird feeling that like after I do this reaction, I'm gonna get a bunch of people who find my reaction who just like hate on me for disliking this album. I don't know why I have that sense. This isn't an album that's been requested a bunch by my viewers, but I feel like there's Boards of Canada YouTubers out there who will just like crucify me. Also, this feels like a very silly milestone to be proud of. Oh, here's Roy G. Biv. This is a very silly milestone I feel to be proud of. Or not proud of, but just like happy that I reached. For the first time in my YouTube channel history since 2007, I'm finally making more. Oh man, there's the trip hop, man. You kidding me? This sounds familiar too, though. So I may have heard this as well. I don't know. This is All I Need by Radiohead. um, for the first time in my YouTube history, I am making more than $100 a month for the past 2 months on my AdSense revenue, which is the payout threshold, which means I've gotten paid every month for the last 2 months off of just ad revenue. And like it was a weird, surreal moment to be like, it was like every 3 months I would make $100 off of ad revenue. Now it's every month. So that's pretty cool. A lot of it was that I went back and I fixed a lot of monetization settings on old videos. Thank you very much. Like I said, it's not very much and it's nothing amazing, but I never thought I'd reach this. Like YouTube was always a hobby for me where I would just put out stuff that I like to make and just hope something stuck, and something has stuck, and it's been a very slow climb, but it's been a climb. So, thank you everyone for watching and liking and supporting my content. I appreciate it. This was a decent one. I'm giving it a 3.5, but I want to give it a 4. Again, I wish there was a partial. It's more like a 3.75 to me. Your channel is cool. Thank you very much. Thank you. Curious if you made decent money on that Twilight tutorial? No, I haven't. Let me actually go and see how much money I've made. It's not much. I don't know why. I think a lot of those are old views before I was able to monetize it well. Let me look. So it has 1.4 million views. Thank you. Thank you. I'm a Y-list celebrity. Analytics. I have made 2 cents off of it in the last 28 days. Since uploaded, I have made $10. What is its CPM? $7? Yeah, that's the thing is oh, interesting. Okay, so here's why. Here's why. I think I monetized my channel. I uploaded that in 2008. Literally like a year after I made my channel. And I don't think I was monetized until... I can actually show you this, guys, if you want to see. See, look, just nothing, 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 nothing. And then all of a sudden, 2016, I think that's when I got my channel monetized. And then I started making little bits of money. But that's after most of the views were done, I think. Reach, audience. So like let's take a look here. Overview, custom. Let's say from when it was done until oh my gosh. Until I got monetized. So let's say like around here. Apply. Yeah. Most of the views were during that time. It's not getting views anymore, which is why, and I only made 9 cents off of it and got 1.4 million views. So there's a little bit of YouTube math for you. I can look and see what my most profitable videos have been real quick. Revenue lifetime. Over my whole YouTube lifetime, I've made approximately 2.4 thousand. Most of that from my Thoughts on the Dark Tower series. Most of it from my Clue video. How to Play Honeybee by Steam Power Giraffe. We Are Number One But Ruined. And then the Same Old Meek reaction is on there as well. So it's a weird game, but now that I have my settings all figured out, hopefully things will start making reasonable money here and there. Like I said, I'm making 100 a month. I mean, it has the potential to dip down because YouTube has months where there's like very low revenue for most people. I don't remember why that is. That's more than most artists. Yeah, I think I've made like a few cents off of Spotify. Or 1 cent. I think I can go look. I have very few plays too, so. Again, my music though, the website isn't even working. My music though is a hobby. I've never treated it like a professional career. I do it as artistic expression. Again, here's a 6-minute track with one idea. I'm rating a lot of these tracks 3 out of 5. That's because that's just kind of the vibe I'm getting. Pitchfork has this at a 10 out of 10. If anyone has any more YouTube related questions, feel free to Q&A me all you want. I don't care. We're just listening to ambient IDM. What's the temp? 93. I have a light on me, that's why. Actually, it's not very hot. Praise the Lord for LED. This one, though. Yeah, I have a studio lamp right here. That's what's putting out the heat. I'd love to go all LED. Oh my gosh. It's Board Rugs of Canada. Yeah. man. Of course. How you doing, dude? Welcome to the stream. I haven't listened to your Pantera video yet, but I will. The era that this came out in was dominated by either coffee table IDM. What does that mean? Or those Back to Mind series. So this was something people played in the background or when they got back from clubbing. Ah, it's like a come down album from clubbing. Interesting. What would you call coffee table IDM? The age of. No. It's actually a good light. I don't it's a Elgato light, but it's like one of those guys. What does it say? Key light. An Elgato key light. Did I like smudge it? Hold on. Come to Papa. Come to Papa. Woo. It just looks overexposed all of a sudden. Is that just me? Oh, it's because I did this. That's why. Sorry. No, I don't. I have good quality equipment that I'm slowly acquiring. Um, yeah, I'm actually using a gateway computer that has 5 kilobytes of RAM in it. Rick! I can actually make myself, I can change the color temperature. I can make myself look like I'm chicken tenders under a heat lamp. You know. Ooh, ready to serve. But I usually have it all the way on the coolest setting because it looks better that way. Orange. It's like a 3.5 out of me. Out of me? For me? I wish I was drinking an old fashioned with an orange peel in it. I've never heard of any of those. K7? Swing Bada Swing? A hip hop musician? What am I looking for? There's a gun, a submachine gun called a K7. Tosca. That's an opera. A Berlin label? K7 Berlin. Exclamation point K7. You know way more about this than I do. I don't think I recognize. Oh, Erland Oy is on this label currently. I don't know anyone else on this label, I don't think. It's just feeling more like a 3 for me now. I don't know. The orange is winning me though. Every time he says orange, I feel like I got it rated a 5. Orange. We're getting close to being done, though. Got like what, 15 minutes left? This is not a bad album. Like, I'm giving it some grief, but it's not bad. It's more like it doesn't have a place in my life. Too long. Yeah, there's not enough interesting ideas. Like, there's a lot of potential here. It's just a good trimming would do well. Some songs being dropped, the flow being improved. Because there's elements that I think are strong. Falling between two stools. I hear they're not baking shortbread any longer. How long is Gio Gotti? 66? Still the same thing, though, with long tracks and short tracks. Mary Kate or Ashley? Uh-oh. Chillwave. That's the Chillwave synth. I'll give this a 3.5. Fine little interlude track. You have to kind of view the short tracks as interludes because they don't stick around to. They're not like even super connective. That's part of the problem is that they're like interludes, they're not connective. This feels like a song. I'm very glad I chose to take this band off of my album reaction schedule. This just would not have been. This wouldn't have worked. This is the right venue for it. Being able to talk with people about it live is really good too. You know, I can agree with the sentiment that this didn't age well because when I imagine this music in the 90s, like the late 90s, I'm like, I get it. I get it. when it comes to electronic music in the 90s and early 2000s, like you were competing with crappy Eurodance for radio play and just cultural impact. I don't even know like what techno or dance was doing in this era either. Like was there any good techno and dance at this point? Any good club music? This does stand out to me more than some of the previous ones. If it doesn't get stale, I'll give it a 4. Drum and bass. A nice vibe, a nice groove as well. Earthling's coming. I'm a little scared. Earthling looks really scary. I don't know how I'm gonna parse it, but like I liked outside, and outside looks scary too. So I like introspective music from when I was a kid, like late '90s, early 2000s. Like the way I feel now, like as a more cerebral, introspective, introverted guy. I try to find that kind of art from when I was a kid to kind of see to kind of view my nostalgic look at my past in a more adult, mature way, if that makes sense. Yeah, R&B kind of started to swing up with, you got like boy bands and teen pop with like Britney Spears and stuff, but then R&B kind of started to get interwoven into pop, and it really hasn't stopped. I'm gonna give this a 4. I think this is a 4 track. Last 4 track I've given since An Eagle in Your Mind. This album's probably getting a 3 for me though. Unless the last 3 are just incredible. And like I said, Aquarius might be a 4. It's hard to say. The tracks I feel are best are the ones that can combine the IDM friction with the ambient easygoing, which is hard to do. And I am recording Earthling next week. I took a week off of filming this week to take care of stuff, which didn't end up happening because a lot of my household was sick. So better that they're sick when I'm available to help, right? Yep, Bowie Earthling. We have Earthling and then Heathen, and then we're done with Bowie. And then we're going on to Pixies, right? Dude, I'm so excited for the next Smokes Quantity. The next albums. Pixies, REM, Elliott Smith. Whoo! Sign me up. Because I know that I'll probably like most, if not all of it. So, oof. Beautiful Place in Out in the Country. What album is that on? Oh, it's an EP. Ooh, number 1 for 2000 as well. 24-minute EP? I will check it out. Like, there's a lot of potential here. And if it finds the sweet spot for me, I would like it. But I'm not optimistic that I will find the sweet spot very much with this band. But I don't know. It's cool what they're trying to do, though. Like, I have to commend them for the effort. I just think the landing is a little rocky. That's it. This is either a 3 or 3.5. I can't tell yet. It is a debut. It is a debut. It's a very long debut as well. Which is why I'm interested to do Geo Gotti at some point, because I want to compare, because those are the two albums that people kind of put head to head, which has a higher rating. They had the same exact rating. Although this has more ratings. This has 24,000, Geo Gotti has 18,000. I'm going to give this a 3.5. And remember, we're not doing the last track, the bonus one. Just the base album. Because bonus tracks are just that, bonus tracks. All right, got about 6 minutes left. Beep beep boop boop beep beep boop boop. Uh-oh, I opened up the lo-fi channel. Why do my knuckles look so red? They're not actually that red. I haven't been punching people, except my children. Please take that out of context. I like the vintage feel of this one. Nice synth sound on this one. Very warm. Afonso, hello. Yeah, this is pretty. This might be my favorite track so far. Like, this has all I want from, like, ambient and electronic music, honestly. I like the, it sounds like it would play on, like, an 80s science tape while they're doing experiments. Am I wrong? Look around you. Just look around you. Which, if you guys have not seen Look Around You, go find it. Peter Serafinowicz. Love that man. Yeah, like, what would you call this, like, specific type of sound? It's a certain type of, like, electronic sound. Like this very lightly minimal synth kind of thing. With like these weird like doo 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 doo. It's like sounds like a laboratory. There you go. Perfect. Great magnetic fields track too. Going right into Desert Island. Yeah, that was I give that a 4.5. That's my favorite one so far. That hits my spot. Not my spot, but my spot, you know. Last track. This album has not been bad. It's just it could have been better, I think. Some tracks could have been improved, some tracks could have been dropped. Can I remove this from the queue? I can. Perfect. Yeah, you know, I like what I like, man. I can't I can't deny. Like I said earlier, the friction between the beats and the ambient, it doesn't always work. On certain tracks it worked and they were able to achieve that balance and I liked it. Oh, now someone wants me to do happy cycling. Okay, you know what? For you, I will do happy cycling. Here we go. Add to queue. One person wanted it. I cave in. Here we go. Bonus track, everybody. Okay, so here's my final ratings on the whole thing. Like I said, Color of Fire, I forgot to rate it, but whoops. There's my overall ratings. It's somewhere between a 3 and a 3.5 for me, though. It's hard to kind of figure out where it sits for me, but that's probably whoops, probably where it sits for me. You agree too? Well, thank you. Because I am right. I'm the reactor. I'm right. Everything I feel is right. Which is not true. I'm actually compiling resources for my next channel comments videos. Let me know in chat if you've watched any of my channel comment videos where I react to comments that people have posted on my album reactions. I'm starting... I've collected the resources for my next set because I haven't done one in a long time. And it's always so funny how many people are just like, they will rip apart my whole personality and person because I either am not energetic enough or I didn't like their music that they love. It's really funny. And it's fun to tear their comments apart as well. This one's very minimal so far. There, dare I say this? I don't like to categorize people or pigeonhole them, but I feel like this is the case. There's a lot of sensitive boomers and Gen Xers who cling very tightly to their music. And if someone doesn't fully feel the way they feel, they get defensive and sometimes aggressive. But thankfully, there's so many reactors out there who are willing to, I won't say any verbs, but, willingly please these people by being excessively emotive and acting like everything they hear is incredible, which gets them views and revenue. But that's not my active pursuit because I'm not going to forego my own values and convictions about music. I like what I like, and I dislike what I dislike, and I'm honest about it. If that means a video gets hated, so be it. The people who hate it, AGOG listeners, the people who hate it would, they don't want what I have to offer. That's simply all it is. This is okay. It's a little too minimal for how long it is. But it's at least it's a decent balance of the IDM beats with the ambient elements. So gotta give it that. Is that so? Thankfully I love the album, so I guess that's something. People are so weird about art. And music, it like people are cutthroat because it like music connects to a different part of the emotions than like movies or TVs do for most people. So if you badmouth someone's favorite music, they will get hostile. It's weird. And like I love music. I listen to it all the time. It's very near and dear to me. Ooh. This got all vibey and changed. Um and I mean I make music. Like it's a very pivotal part of my personhood. But if someone says they hate my favorite albums, I'm not going to like find them and like put a knife in their throat. I don't know. It's an imbalance of like your own personal problems rather than like loving music too much. I got a little bit of hate because I of my Coldplay reaction with BTS. But I will judge them. I mean, it's fair to judge. Like like you want to understand why someone doesn't like the thing you like. But then you have to ask, why do I like it and why do they not like it? And does that relate to our personalities and our character? Or like because there's a difference between not being into music and not getting it. You know, sometimes you have to listen to more music or more adventurous music to get it. And sometimes it's just you don't click with it because it's not part of your character. Those are two different things. So, but those are things you have to weigh, you have to judge. That is true. It's very obvious with music because it's very binary where it's like, oh hey, I didn't like Dark Side of the Moon, and then there's boomers who are like, I will find you. Um, but it applies to movies as well, TV shows, even sometimes books. It depends on, because most people listen to music. Not everyone watches movies and TV shows, and very few people read books these days. So there's a spectrum. A lot of stuff that we tend to be tied to specific times and instances in our lives. That is true. That is true as well. Music has a very emotive quality, so it burrows down deeper into people's hearts. And if you badmouth it, then they get very responsive. It's like, oh, my dad died when I was 6, and he had me listen to Fleetwood Mac growing up. And so if you badmouth rumors, then I will cry. It's like, this is a problem. This was a fine track. Like I said, a good balance of I'd probably give it like a 3.5 maybe. It could have fit on the album, maybe. It's hard to say. So yeah, reaction done. Let's talk about the album in general. If you guys have anything to say about the album, go ahead and say it now. Here are my final ratings. So my feeling is there are tracks that could have been cut. There's tracks that could have been improved. But all in all, it was solid in a way. It was, like I said, it was solid in its own, like on paper, but the landing was a little rocky. It was long. I wouldn't say bloated. Maybe I'm trying to find the good adjectives as a writer. So favorite tracks were An Eagle in Your Mind, Pete Standing Alone, Open the Light was great. Yeah, there wasn't really much below a 3 for me though. Like it was consistent. Wandering. There you go, Wandering. It wasn't diverse. It kind of pulled from a lot of the same cards from the same deck. For being its length, 63 to 70 minutes long. But there's some quality stuff here, and it makes me intrigued to check out more of the band later down the road. I don't know when we'll get to more live reactions. Like I said, I want to kind of do more of these. Next week I'll probably do the Berserk manga reading, so if anyone's interested in that, that's probably when I'll do that. But eventually I want to get to doing, a couple polished but unique. It could be polished, but it's unique. That's a good way to put it. I want to get back to doing more of these live album reactions, and doing 2 on Friday works very well. This worked well. So Gio Gotti is probably on the docket for this band too. But yeah, okay album. Okay, not perfect, but I'm glad I finally listened to it and have it under my belt.